And welcome to Blundell Park. It's a nice night. We've had a bit of drizzly rain in the last couple of hours, but nothing special. Pitch looks in good condition. Not a massive crowd here, but there is slightly more than certainly more than for the EFL Trophy games. Not enough, as many as there are for the league games. About 2,500, 3,000, I would have thought. A fair few made their way up from Slough, and these are the sides out tonight. For Grimsby Town, Harvey Cartwright in goal. Back four, Toby Malarkey, Luke Waterfall, Niall Marr, Danny Amos. Midfield, Kieran Green will sit with Gav Holohan and Jamie Andrews pushing forward either side. Rakeel Pike is on the right-hand side, we think, and Arthur Ganua on the left, with Danny Rose up front. On the bench for Town, Anthony Glennon, Harvey Rogers, Donovan Wilson, Alex Hunt, Callum Ainley, Cameron Gardner, Jamie Bramwell, Camille Conte and keeper Jake Eastwood. And for Slough Town, Ronan Luther in goal. Back four, Josh Jackman, Dan Bayliss, Temi Awakwa, Tyrese Dice. We think we'll have five across the midfield. Johnny Goddard, Matt Leach with Scott Davis, the player manager, sitting in midfield. Manesh Sundare and David Ogbana with Mikael Platt up front. They're all in light blue tonight, and a good start will decide this game. You think if Town could get a good goal early on, then they should be in control of the game. If they concede as early as they did on Saturday, it could be a hard night for them.
Well, yeah, I think obviously Slough going to come here and enjoy themselves, going to throw everything at it, and not going to give Town a moment of peace, really, are they? Town have got to take control of the game, set the pace, control the possession if they can at home, like we know they can. If they play like they did at the weekend, I think they'll do so. The attitude was really good. I thought the approach was right. They looked a little bit vulnerable at the back. I'm sure Sean and Ben have been working on that, both being sort of defensive-minded people. But, you know, like Slough have got this one opportunity now to really make a name for themselves. The league form isn't great, but they can score goals. They created a lot of chances in the home game. Yeah, Town have got to just start the game right, get their attitude right, and I think they'll be all right tonight.
The referee tonight is Jacob Miles. And Town have Luke Waterfall back, so he'll be the captain tonight. And I expect the same shape to be played as was on Saturday.
Yeah, you can see why he's drafted in Luke Waterfall. You know, I don't think Rogers has been in the greatest of form, in all fairness, so he's going to have a look at Luke Waterfall again, keep his fitness up. He's an important member of the squad, very good in the air. It'd be good to see some set pieces sort of being teed up and scoring a few more goals from there, like we were last year. So obviously we've got him drafted in, changes at left back. I thought Glennon was absolutely superb at the weekend, but obviously we've got Amos coming in. He's got to sort of get his game together again and show that he can still do a job there and make sure he's in the plans for the manager as well. Arthur Ganua coming in as well.
And once again, Town are attacking the pontoon stand in the first half today. Little huddle of all blue shirts from Slough Town. Town are ready to go. It looks as though Ganua will play on the right-hand side, Rakeel Pike on the left. And so it is going to be the Mariners who kick off. Jamie Andrews is over the ball. Some kind people in the studio can switch our cue off, because all we can hear is Scunthorpe United at the minute. It is Cartwright, all in luminous yellowy green, gets it to Andrews, who flicks it on, whacked away and smacked into Danny Rose, but he's okay, gets up, it'll come back and lifted away to the right hand side, and the Mariners should win it back, but given away, and Slough have a throw and get onto the byline as well down the right hand side, and dangerous position. The cross will come in low, half away by Marr. Ganua will try to flick it forward. Holohan can't control it though. There's a chance on the edge of the box. Just pushed too far though. And that gives the Mariners a chance to clear, but a good start from Slough.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy from Danny at left back actually. Just first one just bouncing over his foot, and then as he was talking about what went wrong, there was a quick throw and they were behind him. He just needs to keep focused. There's a few players I think need good games for Town. Who I think the jury's still out on him. We want to see him have a good game. Out on the right hand side, probably coming in on his left foot.
Yeah.
Same with Pike on the left as well. I think he's still got to prove himself in this side yet as well.
A foul has been given against Ganua then. Town, as I say, in their normal black and white stripes. All light blue for Slough. And they have a free kick halfway inside the left-hand side. It's knocked forward. Town have it on the left hand side. That's a nice little ball inside. Foul comes in from Matt Lench, who had a few red cards in his career, in his third spell at Slough after a couple of spells at Wealdstone. Town will play it back to Waterfall on the right of the two centre-backs tonight. Drills one over to the left-hand side. Pike brings it down well, plays it inside, played forward again to Rose. He'll try and find Pike, but there's a tackle coming in, and it will be a Slough throw, almost level with their own penalty area. Slough Town were in black armbands. I think that's for Roger Davis, who's a long-time supporter of the club and a local councillor. Certainly we're in black armbands tonight as the Mariners pick the ball up in the centre of the park and give it back to Waterfall. 3 minutes gone, 0-0. FA Cup first round replay. We will have extra time and penalties if necessary. Cartwright comes a long way out of his goal before hitting it away, looking for the run of Rose. Defender looks favourite to win that and does. Comes back in from Green over to the left hand side. Rose flicks it on, but Pike seemed to be just pulled back a little bit. Referee decides there's nothing there, and back it'll come to Waterfall. We'll start again. Referee tonight, Jacob Miles. This time it goes out to Pike, who chips it over, looking for Ganua on the right hand side. Malarkey's going outside him. Ganua might go himself here, does go himself, and it takes a little flick, I think, off a defender. It just slows it down and makes it simpler for the keeper. He still had to keep an eye on it as it bounced in front of him. But Luther are on loan from Cardiff. We're looking at their formation. We expected them to be a little bit of a 4-5-1. Is that the way it's working out, Gary Croft?
Yeah, it looks like they've got a deep holding midfield player. Probably just playing behind it. Maybe two more advanced players than 14.
That's the player manager, isn't it, Davis? That looked like a foul. A bit of a late challenge from Green, and we does occasionally have to decide when to tackle and when not to, and that was one not to. And we saw Davis in the first game how he can put a ball over the wall. This one's a little bit further out, but he might still fancy his chances here, Crofty.
Well, it's a bit zippy off the surface, isn't it? Drew settled. Young keeper in the nets. Did quite well, I thought, at the weekend. He's been improving with every game. Cartwright.
Lench is alongside him, but Davis, I think, will fancy his chances here. Cartwright should have a long time to see this ball. He hits it forward and hits it over the top, and it smacks against the advertising hoardings in the roof of the stand. So, got it up all right. It was just the coming down that time that was a problem.
Let's get going again that one. It's a bit clumsy. That's the kind of chances that Slough are going to want. We've got to be careful not to give them opportunities.
Yeah, they start quite well, the visitors.
Yeah, they're quite bright, aren't they? They're not in fear at all. They know they've given Town a good game, so there's none of that fear.
Town working it from the back. Here is Waterfall. Goes it right to Malarkey. Man closing him down. Goes forward for Ganua, but that's intercepted quite easily by Tyrese Dice. Goes up the other end. Almost given away to Pike, but good bit of play at the back by Temi Owekwa, and he'll get away on the right hand side. Green thinks about going in for a challenge, but he can't do this side as the ball comes across and played across to a man completely unmarked on the left-hand side, who's Goddard. Goddard plays it over. Town half get it away, but only half, and Marr has to come and clear it again. Pike will get it to Ganua this time. Ganua rolls it inside to Pike. Bit of space for Pike. Rose has come on the right. Here's Danny Rose now. Plays it across to Ganua. Takes it nicely. Fires in a shot. Takes a deflection. Real chance for Pike. And there's a goal for Pike. Well, it was a shot from Ganua. And it just deflected off the defender and fell beautifully for Pike. And he was able to bury it in the back of the net. So slightly against the run of play. The Mariners are in front in this FA Cup replay. It's Grimsby Town 1, Slough Town 0.
Well, there was slightly better attacking play than Town have shown so far. It's been a little bit hopeful at times going forward early on, but that time they made sure with the passes, kept it really, really simple. Played inside. Lovely touch by Ganua to open up the goal for the shot. He hit it. It fell really quite luckily, didn't it, for Pike? But I thought he moved his feet really well to get it onto his left foot. Didn't look that comfortable striking it, but it was a nice strike in the end, back across the keeper and into the corner. Will do his confidence no end of good.
Yes, because I thought Ganua a Rose to Ganua, and it put too much on it really, and Ganua killed it really
Absolutely
quickly.
Beautiful touch, wasn't it? Yeah, he cushed it in as it came across. He sort of just cushioned it out onto his left-hand side, which opened up the shot straight away. That ball, when it came into Pike, he sort of controlled it sort of in between his feet. Didn't look like he'd be able to get it onto his left for the shot, but moved his feet really well and his body to get the shot off, and it was a really good strike.
Danny Amos is coming over to the touchline, all the way from one side to the other.
I think he just needs to settle down a bit, Danny. He got done there, didn't he, by the winger on that side there, just caught in between, and then he had one bounce over his foot. He just needs to settle down. Sometimes Danny just starts a little bit nervous. That'll probably calm him down. I think now we're in front, just need to settle it a little bit. A few of the Town players have started a bit like that, actually.
Yeah, there's a stoppage. I think Iwekwa was down. I'm not sure if he got hit by the shot or not, but he stayed down, which allows Town to get a few instructions on, and also Tony Fontenelle, who's the assistant manager at Slough. The manager, of course, is playing, and they'll be disappointed by that, having started quite well. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the kind of devastating finish you want to see from your strikers. One chance, one goal. As it is now, the ball's played forward by Slough, and Waterfall will tidy up and give it to Marr. Amos has gone a long way forward on that left-hand side. That's where the ball goes now. He's closed down, so we'll go back to Marr. Roll inside to Green. Green will find Waterfall, and away out to Toby Mlarkey's. Town still in their own half and further back into it now as the ball goes back to Waterfall. You do get the feeling they're looking to go forward again. Yeah, they've got to press on and make sure finish this game off. Part-time, of course. Slough had a longest journey up here. I presume they've come today, so not perfect for them, but they'll be giving it their all. Here goes Holland down the right-hand side, won back by the Mariners. Holland sliding in, and defender does well to come across and block it. An overhead kick will get it forward. Waterfall plays it to Rose, who tries to flick it again to Holland, but that one's intercepted. And Marr heads it forward. Ganua wins it well, but it'll come through forward again. That's a foul, I think, by Waterfall. It just turned to be quite nicely there, Platt, and Waterfall fouled him. It's a foul sort of 12-13 yards into the Mariners' half. There's another player down. I'm sure it's the same one, actually. It might be the same one. Yeah. Just a bit lazy defending there by Luke Waterfall. That's the sort of challenge you make when you've been out the side a little bit, just trying to reach round and get it. He got out strength and turned. Was he in the wrong position to start with? Yeah, I just thought he could just go in and just nick it off him, but you can't just assume these players don't know how to protect the ball. They've probably been at clubs a long time, and he just gets rolled there and just gives away a silly free kick. Just got to move his feet a little bit more, get into it. I'm aware we'll have some Slough Town listeners tonight. We'll have my co-commentator Gary Croft, ex-Premier League. How many games in the Premier League do you play, Crofty? About 50. 50. 2 spells at Grimsby Town. 250 games for Town. So they're going to have to make a substitution here, and it is Iwekwa coming off, and he's going to be replaced by Chambers Parallon. So disappointing for him from 2 counts really, because he was injured in the build-up to the goal. There's nothing he could do about it, I don't think. But he looks absolutely distraught. Big night for him, and it finishes after 10 minutes. Getting a big hug from
really quite upset by
Tony Fontenelle. Yeah, really, really upset. Anyway, they have taken the free kick. The ball is on the right-hand side, trying to get a cross in here. Slough comes out to the edge of the box. Slough pick it up again. Nice turn and switch to the right-hand side, and creating a space for the cross. It's a good cross too, and headed away by Rose back there. Town still haven't got it away, and it is Chambers Parrell on the sub will get it forward, and Town forced into giving the ball out, so they responded quite well to going behind.
Yeah, it looks a bit of a threat out there, doesn't it, on the right wing? That lad is coming in on his left and his right.
Yeah, Hogbunner, he's Town expected, I think, him to play one side and Goddard to play the other. It looks like they've switched a little bit. Ganua does well, finds Holohan. Malarkey now running into a bit of a cul-de-sac. He has got Ganua on the right-hand side. Ganua now goes behind him slightly, and Town will get the throw, but Ganua didn't really make himself too available to Malarkey then, did he?
There was other options really. There was men inside. If he just got his head up a bit there, Malarkey.
It's back with Green, a high looping ball. Keeper should get that, but he doesn't need to, because the ball's going to go beyond him and beyond everybody and out for a goal kick. It remains 1-0. We've had 12 minutes.
Yeah, Sean Pearson just saying to Green, just keep the ball moving, keep moving them around, wear them out, make them come out of the spaces and play through the lines.
Yeah, they've got David Ogbanner on the right-hand side from Hertford player, who's caused Danny Amos a few problems going forward there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he can go both ways by the looks of things. Put a couple of crosses in with his left foot as well. Danny not really sure. He ain't got the measure of him yet.
Town have got the ball again. Andrews tries to find Rose. Defender is there. It's played back. Nice little touch at the back. They had to move it around a little bit, I think. They seem to have pushed the sub forward, so they have to swap things around a little bit. Slough following that substitution. They're building nicely on their right-hand side though, and play it inside to the substitute. He'll go out again, and Green will just hit it anywhere, and it'll go to the almost halfway line, where the ball will be thrown back in again by Dice. So I'm putting the pressure on, forcing them back. It goes back to Dan Bayliss, and further back to the keeper, who had no chance with the goal. Mariners will come forward again. Yeah, it looks as though they've had to move the player manager Davis into the back four for the moment. Whether he'll stay there. And the ball is at the other end at the moment with Harvey Cartwright, the Grimsby Town goalkeeper. Rolls it out to Waterfall. Waterfall short to Holohan. Holohan immediately closed down by Sundari. They'll build again, the Mariners, with Marr. Certainly, since he's come on, Parallon, they've sort of pushed him forward. Whether they made the change because of the scoreline as well as the injury, if you see what I mean, of sending on a more attacking player rather than a defender.
Yeah, Town, while they're knocking it about at the back, they're struggling to sort of break the lines at the moment with the setup they've got.
Long ball forward for Ganua to chase. I think he might get the defender, just comes across him there and does well. Tyrese Dice to stay in his way, but Ganua's won it back. Played across, and it'll be knocked behind for a corner. Malarkey got in the cross. It was blocked at the near post, and Ganua started the game well.
Yeah, did well there actually. He chased him down well, didn't he? The lad was protecting it. He wrapped his foot around him and didn't foul. Well backed up by Malarkey, who probably should have picked someone out, but got his cross blocked.
Well, Amos is going to take the corner. He comes all the way across, and two Slough players have stayed up, and no Town defenders are there, which now they're being watched. As Amos will take this corner, comes in at the near post, little flicked header across and knocked in at the far post, and that's a really good goal. Really good goal. It's flicked on, and he was charging in, and Danny Rose They hit it in the roof of the net from a narrow angle, and the Mariners 2-0 up here. Grimsby Town 2, Slough Town 0.
Yeah, nice cross, Danny Amos. He's good quality there. Hopefully he's been practicing them. Perfect height. Great run by Mar near stick. Just got that tiny little touch on it. It looked like the pace might get away from everyone, but well slid in by Danny Rose at the back stick. Real good instinct there. Just got something on it. I think it might have even come off his shin. It flew up, but I think it maybe hit the bar and went in.
But it was, well, he was coming in and he was sort of close, but such a narrow angle. He did well to get it between the sticks, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really good instinctive finish, and it's good to see him sort of building on his goal tally as well. And Slough have really got a long slog ahead of him now if this carries on.
Yes. It was very well flicked on at the near post, wasn't it?
Yeah, the pace on the ball was great from Danny. You know, he hasn't had the best of starts, but that ball in there should give him some confidence.
So Town scoring from a set piece, second time.
Well,
scored on from one on Saturday.
It's been a big miss, hasn't it, this season? Goals were scored from set pieces in the past.
Or did they score two? It was the one the keeper dropped from a set piece. I know the other one was from a free kick, wasn't it? So yeah. The quality from set pieces this season has been disappointing, hasn't he? Town won the ball back again in midfield. Goes down, free kick right on the edge of the box. Rose upended on the left-hand side. Hard to see from the angle we're at, but it can't have been more than a yard outside the box, if that.
Very, very close, that one. I thought it might have even been a penalty. Don't think Danny needed much persuasion going down. He never really does he?
No.
But ref had no doubts about it.
So it's 2-0. Amos again is over it, as is Jamie Andrews. There's a bit of instructions trying to get over from Sean Pearson. Ball comes in, headed goalwards and headed wide from Mark. That one wasn't so good. It was a decent ball into him. He looked on Mark there, but it was sort of slightly low and slightly behind him. He had to just try and get it on target and couldn't, so it remains 2-0.
Encouraging, we're getting on the end of a few of these. Slough taking risks, still playing out from the back.
Ball played forward, nicely brought down by Parolin. He'll go out to the right-hand side again, and Ogbonna tries a little step over, gets to the byline, and he's just pushed it too far. And that time, nobody diving in on him, just letting him run, and that proved to be the right thing to do that time. But he does look tricky, doesn't he?
He does, yeah, and it's nice play by Slough. Actually got it switched really well, and when he gets on the ball, you just see all the Slough players, they absolutely pile into the box because they expect some delivery from him.
Waterfall goes long again. Flicked inside. But Pike can't control that one, and there's a little break on again here for Slough. A nice little step over again, but the cross is blocked. Holohan runs into trouble though. It was, and the ball's just over the bar. I think it's taken a deflection, looped up and looped down, landed on the roof of the net. I think it was Pike back there who sort of...
I don't know what he was doing there.
He got it, lost it.
Absolutely, yeah, around the edge of his box trying to dribble out, got dispossessed, and that shot took a deflection. Harvey Cartwright was scrambling to try and save that, and he just went over.
Yeah, it looked as if it was going long way over. It just looped like those deflected ones do. Corner comes in, and it's headed into the net. Well, I don't know what Town were doing there, but it was an easy header, and nobody marking it at all in the 6-yard box. And the cross came over, nobody marking him at all, and it was Tyrese Dice who was able to head it home.
Well, it was a decent ball in. It was kind of looped up quite high, but it dipped down at the last minute. But it's met perfectly by the defender, I think it was, wasn't it? He got it well, and just it looked like a free header, really. It was just perfect timing. He watched it, but Town players didn't get anywhere near it. Harvey Cartwright didn't come off his line to try and get it either.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get free headers 4 yards from goal like that, do you? You shouldn't. But 20 minutes gone, it's now 2-1.
It's made it slightly more interesting now. It's going to perk Slough up a little bit.
Well, it is, isn't it? And Town have it back, but it was all of their own making. The corner was sort of... Town had it in the control of the edge of the box, and Pike lost it, and then the corner coming in, nobody really
set pieces was going
close to Dice.
It's going to be a big thing for them on set pieces. That's the chances to score where they can get the quality in, and that time they didn't make no mistake with that corner. It was real good quality in.
Given away to Ganua by the keeper. He's got a lot to do here. Rolls it inside to Andrews. Andrews might go left here, tries it himself. It's blocked. It'll fall back here to Malarkey. He'll go down to Ganua on the right-hand side. Ganua edge of the box, takes a side step, gives it back to Malarkey. Malarkey hits it in low, and it'll go away for a corner.
A bit of a lucky deflection that from Malarkey. Really do as well as I thought he could do there when he got the ball. Just tried to sort of lump it in. Got a lucky deflection for a Town corner.
Yeah, my first thought was he just seemed so clear. It was almost like the game had stopped when he headed it in from about 3 yards out.
Yeah, I think he just judged it better than anyone else, didn't he? The ball came in, it was like a whipped and dipped corner, and he just got up there, met it at its highest point. Town players didn't even make an effort, he was on his own, he just headed it 2 yards out.
Anyway, Town have the corner, Grimsby Town that is. Goes to the far post, players come in and glanced sideways and wide of the goal by Waterfall.
Yeah, and that was a good quality corner by Danny Amos. Quite steadying himself for that one. Like Waterfall just glanced off his head, but Slough again just playing out from the back.
Yep.
Not afraid to get the ball down.
And the Rebels fans on our left, a fair few of them making the noise you can possibly hear. And Slough have possession on halfway. Forced back to Dice, the goal scorer. He'll go long. And Waterfall might have just had a little grip of his man there. The ball's gone long and out for a goal kick. He's just having a little complaint there, Mikel Platt, and possibly with a bit of justification.
Well, yeah, they were eyeing each other up, the left back and the centre forward, and he sort of came short and then spun last minute, and I think Waterfall was on his heels a little bit, probably wrestled him, got away with it.
You know, with perhaps with increasing years, that's the thing Luke will struggle with, you know, if somebody turns him.
Yeah, well, we said about that, didn't we, when he last played, actually, and we thought he still had his legs, and as it happened, he got sent off, didn't he, that game? He got done down this side, just being a little bit too slow, but it's the first time I've ever seen that from him.
Andrews does well to feed it to the left-hand side and then gets fouled. It'll be a free kick. 7 or 8 yards outside the box on the left-hand side. We're halfway through the first half. It's 2-1 to Grimsby Town. Jamie Andrews lining up to take this one. Little wall just outside the box, although it's too far and too wide for a shot surely, so it's going to be swung in left-footed. And here's at the near post, headed goalwards and headed over by Mark.
It's about 3 he's headed now, into Mark. He's getting on the end of things. Not a bad ball in, whipped in at pace. Quite an open game. But talking to Sean Pearson yesterday, he felt the game was too open at times. And certainly this one's quite open, Crofty. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And Slough playing out from the back. It's the manager there, isn't it? It's just playing out, very cool on the ball.
Yeah, he's, as I say, he's had to move into the back four since the injury to Aqua. Dice getting forward again on the left-hand side there. And Malarkey sort of stood back a little bit and let him go for it.
Yeah, I think you can see he got that far forward. No one was in advance of him, so just let him flick it on.
Cartwright hits it long. Rose will go up. Comes off the head of Scott Davis and will go to the left-hand side. Nice play played inside to Ganua. Ganua fairly central this time as support on the right-hand side from Malarkey. Defender can't get there. Malarkey's got a chance to put the cross in. Chips it over. Ganua brings it down and the shot is flicked up in the air, which makes it easy for the keeper. I think it was probably going wide anyway. And didn't really make the best of that position. Really,
no, it was really nice sort of bring down, wasn't it? Good play by Town. Nahura's getting involved all over the park, isn't he? The centre of the park there. Lovely clipped in ball by Malarkey. It was set for, was it Holohan that missed it? Just didn't catch his volley, did he?
Dice handles it, trying to win it back. Ball played forward and Holohan's through somehow. Pikes it to the left-hand side. Rose now fires a shot. Keeper saves it. A little ball to the left to Pike might have been a better option. Holohan did really well because the ball was a poor one to him, and then his touch, because it was a poor one, took him a little forward, more forward than he wanted to be, but he won it both times. But the keeper was fairly comfortable with that one. He's
got the appetite for the goal, and he's Dan Rose probably could have kept that going, couldn't he? Onto Pike, wanted to take the shot, and the keeper sort of read the only place he could probably put it quite easily.
And it's a long kick from Rowan Luthrop. Really long kick, in fact, one bounce through to Harvey Cartwright. Certainly Mikel Platt's staying very high up the field and being supported too by guard and Ogbonna on the sides. As Amos charges forward, goes to the left-hand side, and Pike's inside here. Defender's got back. Pike still going, fires in a shot that's blocked, and it'll break out for Slough to bring it away. But I don't think he's kept that in, has he? Oh, he has, yes. Malarkey's the one who puts it out. Did well. Johnny Goddard, 400 games now in his career, formerly at Swindon, Stevenage, among others. And they have a throw. Well, you did get the feeling, didn't you? 2-0. There could have been a long night for Slough, despite the decent start, but they've come back well.
Well, that's right, yeah, set pieces, isn't it? That's what it's all about. But again, it came from town mistakes, didn't it? Ricky Pike losing the ball on the edge of his box, and then poor marking from a corner.
Shocking marking from a corner.
What? No marking.
Yeah. They have it on their right-hand side. Amos this time gets close to Ogbonna, and it's put out for a throw, just over halfway, is a little bit further than just over, but halfway inside the Mariners' half. As the Rebels go forward on their right-hand side. Ball comes in. Well controlled by Platt. Will try and turn and touch it back. It'll roll out, and that'll be another throw to Slough. Slough fans will be determined to enjoy themselves, whatever, and at least they've had a goal to show for their journey. But they'll be looking for more than that. They're on the attack again on the right-hand side. Ball played inside, gets to the edge of the box, and he's touched away. Cross will come in again, low, and that's an easy one for Cartwright. That ball had been played slightly behind there, then the Goddard had made a good run in, and he wasn't thinking he was being tracked there.
Yeah, but it was across the near post, wasn't he? I think in front of Waterfall.
Town playing it from the back a little bit ponderously at the minute. It is back with the young keeper Cartwright. Malarkey heads it on. Gnu will try and get there, and does. Almost gets in place, but is nutmegged again to Holohan, but this time he can't control it, and the ball is rolled in to midfield, and a nice bit of play inside by the substitute Chambers Parallon, and he's still going. Mars forcing him wide. It goes out to Ogbonna, tries tricky feet again, but this time all he finds is Holohan, who tidies up nicely back to Arthur Ganua. Arthur Ganua, there's a man in front of him, nothing right at the moment, so he's trying to have to go down a bit of a cul-de-sac himself, and he manages to get out of this cul-de-sac brilliantly, and he's pulled back by Tyrese Dice, and that'll be a yellow card.
That's lovely for that by Noah, very tight against the touchline there. Thought he was going into a cul-de-sac, and he got past 3, and deserved booking.
Yeah, it was a definite pull back. He knew what he was doing.
Just a few players though, isn't there, in this Slough team that you think when they've got the ball they could create a little bit. It's always the danger.
Yeah, I mean the sub's done okay since he came on, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Grimsby Town have the free kick, 10 yards inside the Slough half, 4 or 5 yards in from the right touchline. Toby Malarkey looks. There's a little run forward by Andrews. Waterfall and Marv stayed back this time. Ball goes over to the far side. Rose heads it down. Chased over onto the left. Comes back to Amos, does it? No, it goes back in fact to Andrews. Nice little run forward by Andrews. Gets to the left hand side, plays it in. Doesn't have the legs to get there. Comes out to Green. Shoot is the cry. Shoot is what happens. And it takes a deflection. And it goes behind for a corner. Well, it was fizzing through the air. It certainly wasn't too high. It'd be interesting to see what would have happened if we didn't get the deflection, but we'll never know. It remains Grimsby Town 2, Slough Town 1. Grimsby Town have a corner. Amos will take it a minute. Rose was over there looking interested. Coming up to half an hour gone here. Town set pieces, Grimsby Town set piece has been a lot better. And this one goes far post again. Waterfall doesn't get there, defender does, comes out again, the defender wins the second ball to Green, who tries to bring it down. He'll play it, tucks it back inside, in fact to Mar. Mar will go to Amos on the right hand side. Amos on his left foot, curls one in, too wide and too far away from the men coming in. It was just an in-betweener, wasn't it? Between a shot and a cross, that one, and it just went wide of the post. It remains 2-1.
Yeah, he just kind of caught it full on, didn't he, with his laces, rather than wrapping his foot round it and getting the bend. If we were perfectly in line with it, it just didn't do anything, did it? Just stay straight, but quite impressive how Town didn't just pull the trigger straight away or just lump it in. They worked it across the box quite well.
Half an hour gone, I think, with Slough conceding early and also losing in the centre half, they'll be reasonably happy with the way that things have gone. In fact, it's probably the change of formation with the substitutions probably helped them a bit. Ganu has caught his man there with a high foot. He's going to get a yellow card for that.
It's a bit harsh, that.
Yeah, he didn't know he was there, did he?
No, he's just chested the ball up to go on to control it. The players come from behind him. He's just gone to put his foot up and hook the ball, but as the players ran onto his foot, he's got himself a booking.
Painful one for Lynch, though.
And these are the chances that they want. This is a set piece, load the box, anything can happen, as we just saw.
He's going to get up and take this free kick, though. Matt Lynch. Swinging in right-footed. Town just leave Rakeel Pike up. Everybody else is back. Danny Rose does some sterling work back defending these free kicks. Ball played beyond him, though, and straight into the midriff of Harvey Cartwright. So it's an easy one for the Town keeper. Thinks about rolling it out, but Marr was blocked, but he does roll it out to Waterfall instead. I think the Town are just a little bit slow when they're playing out from the right. I've got to move a bit quicker. Yeah,
it's the two centre halves. Everyone in midfield's getting man for man, so all they're doing is just going round in a triangle, goes back to the keeper and then gets launched.
Dice brings it down. Waterfall intercepts, played in by Malarkey. Nice turn by Holohan, and manages to get it in, and Andrews brings it down and rolls it left for Amos. Bit of space in front of Amos. He's got support on the left from Rakeel Pike. Here is Pike. Back it'll go to Jamie Andrews and roll across to Green. Poor ball, though. Green did well to win that in the end, but Town have to go back to come forward again. Waterfall short to Green. Green, good ball to Ganua, running at Tyrese Dice. The two players on yellow cards together there. Rolled inside to Malarkey, who's come inside a little bit. He'll go across to Marr, who's 10 yards inside the half. He gets it back from Amos, rolls forward again to Andrews on the left-hand side. Amos puts it in, all the way across the goal. A couple of players went in for it. Pike went in for it at the near post. Rose went in for it at the far post. Neither of them get there. It's a goal kick.
Should have done better than that. I think Pike came onto that quite nicely. He got a full head on it. He could have got a full head on it, but just let it skim off him a bit too much. And like you say, nearly give Rose another chance at the back stick. Should have done better. Well, good play by Town. Yeah, more and more impressed with Nahur, actually, as I keep watching the way he keeps taking his touches. He takes it ever so nicely, does it on the back foot to get himself turned round in situations.
Frustrating player, because he can do that. Then other games you just don't see him very much. Ball played forward by Slough, and there's a chance for Goddard to run at Waterfall here. Gets to the byline, pulls it across. Man coming in. Town a little bit slow to see it, and it's 2-2. Well, they've equalised. It's Ogbonna, and Mariners very close. Slow to get that away, and Ogbonna took advantage, and they've come from 2 down here, the non-league side. It's Grimsby Town 2, Slough 2.
Well, there was some nice passing down this side, actually. I don't know quite how they had so much room, but when Malarkey's man got the ball, he had Akers to sort of take him on down that side there, and he sort of screwed his cross back. It wasn't a great cross, was it? Went behind the men running for the near post, and it was Danny Amos's man who came in with him. They both went down on the deck, probably should have stayed on his feet. The attacker did stay on his feet. The ball just dropped for him, and then he finishes it simply past the keeper.
I think Ogbonna saw it quick before Amos did. I think he was just quicker to spot where it was going. Yeah,
he was attacking it, and Danny sort of last-minute lunge, hoping to maybe get the ball away with his lunge, but all he did, he sort of tackled in. The ball just dropped down. It was just a simple tapping, wasn't it, from a yard out, 2 yards out.
Yeah.
And who would have thought?
And he's been the best player, Ogbonna, we think.
Yeah, he deserved absolutely, that. Yeah. They should be getting him in the game more. It's just the trouble every time they get it. You can see the excitement in the strikers. They get in the box every time he gets the ball. He's gone left and right. And he's got his goal now.
Well,
I'm sure. I think Town have dominated the play. They've dominated possession. It looks a bit laboured coming out of defence, but they certainly have more of attacking play, but now they find themselves 2-2.
Yeah, and it's defensive again, isn't it, the problem? They've scored 2 goals, they've conceded 2 bad goals. From their point of view, here's Holohan going forward. 2-2 it is now. Well, what looked like it was going to be an easy evening is now anything but. Full marks to Slough for coming back the way they have. But Grimsby Town will be very annoyed about the way it's happened. Annoyed with themselves, that is. Green's ball forward is not good. Comes back, headed forward. Holohan takes it down superbly, flicks it away forward, but this time Tyree's dice comes to clear. Green gets a little shove on the back. I'm not sure it made much difference from Platt there, but a free kick is given. Again, Town take it quickly.
Maybe look back at some of the chances that Town have had. Rocky Pike header.
That's a lovely ball across to Amos, though. Can he get a cross in here? He can. Chips it across. Players coming in. Ganua is there. That's a goal kick is given. It looked as though it flicked it onto the defender's shoulder from our angle, but the ref was very close. A few Town players wanting the corner, but they're not going to get it. It remains 2-2.
He did quite well to get there, actually, to be fair. He got onto that quite well. Nahura is well stood up by Amos. He did well. He was lucky, actually, wasn't he? Kind of bobbled off the player, back off him, and then he got past him, but steadied himself for the cross, and should have done better once he got there, Nahura.
Yeah, as I say, I think I'm fairly certain it flicked off the defender's shoulder, but nothing given. Here's Sundari, Zimbabwean, who flicks it away left-hand side, looking for the run of Dice. He's getting forward increasingly from his left-back position. Yeah, I'd have to watch that goal again to see what happened down this left-hand side. There seemed far too much space. Malaki let his man run all the way down to the edge of the box to pull that cross back. Yeah, and he was running at Waterfall, wasn't he? Was he against Waterfall? Yeah, running at Waterfall. So that brings everybody's out of position.
Yep.
Sundari on halfway, rolls it inside, comes back to Dice and further back to Bayliss, who'll play it forward, and that'll be a free kick for offside, I think. I'm not sure if he's given it for foot up. Well,
so his head was down.
I was going to say it's more head down than foot up, but it's been given. Waterfall will take it. Short one is cut off going forward, so he goes back to the keeper. Just lost the way a little bit, haven't they?
Yeah, it looks like a big gap in front of the back four here. Like it's almost like a 3-1-6 or something Town are playing at the moment.
Yeah, Andrews is very far forward, isn't he? Here in midfield is Lench. He's again going the way down the left-hand side. Goddard runs inside. Malarkey runs inside again. Goddard with the shot, and it's knocked away for a corner. Well, he got past Waterfall and Malarkey like they weren't there. And I think it finally deflected off Marr for the corner when it looked destined for the top corner.
How on earth did Marr keep that one out? That's an incredible header, that. The way he cut in Goddard, how he got past Green and then Waterfall. He hit it perfectly, I thought, to beat the keeper, who was absolutely rooted, and it was flying in, dead in line with us. But what a header that is to just clip that over the bar.
Yeah. But there's only one side looking like scoring another at the moment, and it's not Grimsby Town. Here comes the corner, right-hand side. In at the near post, drops down. And it's gone away for a goal kick. Could have gone anywhere. There's a player down holding his head. I think it might be Niall Marr. But
well, that was a great ball, wasn't it? You know, it's exactly where all the players were running, all the Slough players. A real brave defender. Though he took the knock in the end. I think it was maybe Rose, was it, who got in there and made it difficult. Yeah. But obviously a Slough player got on the end of it because it's a goal kick.
Well, thinking 2-0 up after 17 minutes against non-league opposition at home. You'd be thinking fill your boots time, wouldn't you?
Well, absolutely. I think I give it the kiss of death, didn't I? I think it's going to be a long night for Slough, but Slough been brilliant.
Ball comes down. Holohan has pushed it too far. He'll do well to keep it in. He does keep it in and does very well to earn a corner, Gav Holohan. Well, Sean and Ben will be earning the keep, I think, at half-time at the moment, because the whole pattern of this game has changed since the 20th minute when Slough got their first goal.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of quality in this side, to be fair, isn't there? They're giving it their all. They haven't laid down.
They do have to defend this Grimsby Town corner. From Amos, comes in at the far side, goes all the way through. The shot is on, and the keeper somehow turned that over. There was a man in front of the keeper. I'm fairly certain it was the keeper who did well to block it. It was sort of straight at him, but it was only from about 5-6 yards away.
I think he had to get down to his left a little bit, didn't he? And somehow a bit of a Gordon Banks came off his arm and sort of flew directly up and over the keeper, only just bounced behind the net.
Rose, I think, who had the shot. Corner again comes in. This one's across the near post, flicked across again. Defender half gets it away, turned back in, flicked across. A real chance for Grimsby Town again. If it can turn, it's blocked and cleared to the edge of the box. Amos comes in, fires it over, and it will be a goal kick.
Well, I mean, they're not brilliant at clearing it, are they, in all fairness? Slough, the ball's bouncing around in there. You can't help think that it's going to drop for a Town player soon for a goal. Nearly did for Danny Rose just before there. That time, Danny Amos skying one from the edge of the box.
Yeah. Almost so many players in the box there, weren't there? Keeper did well to see it and block it through that. Green loses out in the air, knocked forward by Marr. Pike tries to flick it on. Might come back into midfield. Here's Holohan again going forward, but taken off his toe, and it'll be all the way up the other end to Harvey Cartwright. He didn't have much chance with the second goal. He was a free header in the 6-yard box. Makes you wonder if the keeper could get out to them, but I mean now there's so many players to get out there.
That's it. I don't think there's a clear path for him for the first one. It was a real sort of high looping in swinging corner. It just dropped down. It was really well met by the striker who headed it.
Free kick, Waterfall on Platt, just over halfway. The home fans have gone quiet. Dench hits this long, and that should be an easy one for Cartwright. In fact, he just lets it bounce into the empty seats behind his goal. He'll bring another ball out for the kick. We've got 3 minutes plus maybe the same again for stoppages. It's 2-2 in this first round FA Cup replay. Town have lost possession nearly. Oh, just. Marr manages to get it back to Cartwright, but they're living dangerously. Rose turns it across to Malarkey. It's behind Malarkey, he won't reach it.
And Town have looked increasingly uncomfortable, haven't they, coming out from the back, and Slough have pursued the high press that they've been doing there, and they're getting a bit of a reward for it now.
And the ball played again, looking for Bonner on the right-hand side. He'll do well to keep it in. Not quite. I think the problem is that the Town are trying to play it out from the back, even when the players are marked. Well, you've got to sort of just, you know, judge each one, surely.
Well, you know, the two centre-halves are getting it okay, and the keeper's getting it, but they're getting deeper and deeper all the time, and there isn't that man coming there. The Green's marked. He's not a brilliant player with his back to play anyway, Green. He's the wrong man for that, I think, to try and play out. You're
right. There's a huge gap between Green, basically, who's the only man in defensive midfield, and the two attacking midfielders, one of whom charges down the left there, Jamie Andrews, trying to get the ball. But a good defending. Josh Jackman plays it into touch, I think. Going to be a throw that Amos will take halfway inside the Slough half. A little turn by Andrews, but goes past him and is cleared by the captain Davis, now playing in the back four. Pike now tries to chest it down, flick it away left hand side. And Town again can't make progress. They will get a throw. And fans gone quiet again, which is proof of the job that Slough are doing if the scoreline wasn't proof enough. Amos drives it in towards Ganua. Ganua chests it down superbly, brings it down. Can he get a shot in here? Fires it in, and it's turned away. I think just a foot in by Bayliss before the keeper got there. It'll be another corner.
It's a lovely crossfield ball by Danny Amos, and well brought down by Nahuras. Doing really well. I thought the defender did quite well to defend him there, but Nahuras still got his shot off, and it was a good save down to his left again by the keeper.
I'm not sure, was it the keeper? Was it the
I got a post, I couldn't see.
I've moved, so he's got the post in front.
Is that what you did? That's a sneaky move.
It's another corner. Amos plays it in, gets a little back flick, there's the goal, and it is Danny Rose again, a little flick on the near post which worked well, and Grimsby Town back in. His Pike actually, who got the goal.
Yeah, Danny Amos needs to take some credit, you know. I was at him because the lad's doing quite well against him, but his quality, his crossing and his passing there that started that move was excellent there. Lovely whip cross, brilliant flick on again. I think it was Marr who got the touch. It was the easiest of tasks for Pike just to head in from that sort of angle there. It was just 2 yards out.
Yeah, it was Pike who got the goal, flicked on.
I mean, they do look quite susceptible from the corners, don't they? They struggle to get the ball away. Like we said, flick on there. They've obviously worked at that in training. It must be quite satisfying if that is something they've done there. 2 flick-ons, 2 goals.
Yep. It's certainly a new tactic. I didn't see that before. Town got a player go down. Was it Rose? Completely off the ball. You think he's all right again? Town got another player down here, but they're on the attack here with Holohan. Holohan going. He's got a support on the left. If he wants to do it, tries to go to the left-hand side. Shot will come in and be blocked. It's Andrews, I think, who's injured as the ball is played in and lost. Andrews is going to have to come out because he's playing everybody on side at the moment as the ball goes back to the keeper.
Just a bit of a dead leg, I think. He's got caught with a knee or something like that on his thigh.
I think Town a little bit fortunate to be 3-2 up at the minute after the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's even down, even in possession-wise, over the last sort of 15 minutes. Slough looking like a good team. Got better organised, haven't they, since the substitute?
Yes. They have the ball now, going forward. Amos's header goes up rather than forward. Green loses out in the air. He flicked forward. And Cartwright will get on the end of that. Well, perhaps Sean Pearson and Ben Davis's half-time team talks just become a little easier. But still a lot of work to be done here. Well, we've said Slough score a few and concede a few, and it's happening so far.
Well, it's like Town as well, though, isn't it? You know, it just feels like there's more goals in this game without a doubt. But unfortunately, it feels like there could be goals both ends. Yeah,
as you say, I think, you know, particularly Andrews, I think he's finding himself almost too far forward when he's going forward.
Yeah, he's got to work back. They've got to help the back too when they're trying to come out. The 2 centre halves, they haven't got many options when they're trying to come out.
Ball played inside to Waterfall. Waterfall rolls it short to Green. Green rolls forward. Malarkey does well to get on the end of it. It wasn't a great ball to him. He's still got a fair bit of work to do. Green can help him out again and does. Green goes across to Marr. In the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Didn't see actually how much time there was added on. Rolled into Pike. Pike will go left again. Here's an opportunity for Andrews to get it in at the near post. Defender does well. Comes out to Green, who thinks about hitting it first time. Doesn't. Holds it. Goes left again. There's some support from Amos here as Amos gets the cross in at the near post, and the defender knocks it away before anybody can get there. There's a break on at the other end, but Waterfall should tidy that up pretty quickly. Defender heads up in the air. Flicked on inside, but Malarkey should tidy that up. All the way back it'll go to Cartwright. The referee looking at his watch. We've had 3.5 minutes of stoppage time. Rose flicks it on. Behind Ganua though, it'll be cleared. Green manages to poke it to the right hand side. Malarkey does well to keep it in and go for the return from Ganua. Rolled inside to the near post. Keeper should get there. Defender comes across. It's his manager actually. Comes across and prevents the keeper getting there. Rose still looking for it as the ball comes forward again to Green and Holohan. Here's Ganua. Comes inside on his left foot. Rolls it to the edge of the box or just behind it. Green back. Goes now to Ganua. And now from... Yes, it's going to be a throw, I think. Grimsby Town 3, Slough 2 here. It's been a real roller coaster of a first half as FM listeners join us. Grimsby Town taking a 2-goal lead after Pike and Rose scored in the first 17 minutes. That you thought was just the start of a few more, but full marks to Slough Town, who've come back, scored 2 goals. And then the Mariners have got back in front just before the break. They're on the attack again here. Comes to Rose. The challenge is on him. Green will try and create space. Goes to Ganua on the right-hand side. Holohan stops it getting to Ganua. It's headed away. And again, the Mariners try to block as they do. And that's the end of the first half. well, what looked like an easy evening for Grimsby Town after 17 minutes has proved to be anything but. After 7 minutes, Grimsby took the lead. Ganoa shot blocked, falling just nicely for Pike, and he scored. Then an Amos corner was flicked on by Marr, and Danny Rose turning it in from a narrow angle close in. You thought, well, that's going to be that, especially after the visitors lost defender Temi Awekwa, and player manager Scott Davis has had to go into the back four and the change of formation, but that actually worked for them a little bit, and they equalised after 20 minutes. A corner coming in, a terrible marking by Grimsby Town. Tyrese Dice in space about 2 yards from goal inside the 6 yards box, and he was happy to head it in. And then a nicely worked goal after 34 minutes. Got out away down the left hand side, played it in Ogbonna, who's caused Town all sorts of problems on the right hand side, getting there before Amos to score. And it was the visitors who were looking more likely, but then after 45 minutes, another Amos corner, another flick on, and then it was Raquel Pike to head it home. But they've done well, Slough, haven't they? And the Mariners a little bit fortunate to be in front, would you say?
Well, yeah, I think they've had more chances, haven't they? And they've scored 3. To be fair to them, I think it's a fair reflection on the amount of chances they've had. But they just look as frail at the other end, don't they? Unfortunately, and Slough come forward. They've got some decent players as well who can play a little bit. A couple of decent crosses in. The set piece that for the first goal was real good quality as well. And Town, they're going to be aware of what's going on here, because they keep conceding them free kicks, and every now and again Slough throw them in forward. They've got a bit of belief. They know they can score now, and it's not going to be over this game where Town keep conceding goals. Unfortunately, they keep creating chances, but
from
so do Slough.
Town's point of view, you would hope, wouldn't you, that they can go on now, having got that third one in the second half. Also, you don't know how the Slough players will tire. They've had a long journey up, only semi-pros, but they're still giving it their all.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a real concern, I think, for the Town fans, the way Town keep conceding these goals. It's the real basic stuff. They keep shooting themselves in the foot and making it ever so difficult where they've got to go on and score 3 and 4 goals to win a game.
From the Mariners' point of view, the set pieces have looked a lot better the last couple of games.
Yeah, absolutely. Glennon got it right in the last game we saw at home, and again Amos today, his crossfield passing has been quite good, and his corners and delivery have been a lot better, and it's proved when you get that quality we can score the goals.
Well, the half-time score is Grimsby Town 3, Slough Town 2.
So quite the half of football then in our 2 games here on BBC Radio Humberside Sport. 8 goals in the space of 2 lots of 45 minutes. The Mariners back in front against Slough, and at the moment heading into the second round and a trip to Oxford in the FA Cup. As for Scunthorpe United, they've got a bit of work to do, and they need to regain the top spot, because South Shields at half-time are on top. They're winning their game this evening. They're taking on Spennymoor Town, one of the playoff contenders at the moment in this stage of the season. South Shields 2-1 up. I'll go through the full scores for you in just a second. Don't forget you can talk to us after the game. 08066 5959. In the FA Cup then, the other replays taking place tonight. Horsham 0, Barnsley 3. Accrington Stanley 1, Doncaster Rovers at the half. Burton Albion 0, Port Vale 1. Derby County 1, Crewe Alexandra 2. Forest Green Rovers 4, Scarborough Athletic 1. Your digital and sounds commentary here on BBC Radio Humberside Sport. Grimsby Town 3, Slough Town 2. It's Salford City 1, Peterborough United 3 at the break. And at half-time, York City 1, Chester 0. In the EFL Trophy, Blackpool 2, Morecambe 0. Stevenage 4, Crystal Palace under-21s 2. Reading are beating Arsenal's under-21s by 4 goals to 2. So at the break, Newport County 0, Bristol Rovers 1, Carlisle United 1, Harrogate Town 0, Tranmere Rovers 0, Wigan Athletic 0. That one's on 78 minutes. Different kick-off times in some of these. Still 50 minutes played, early stages, I suppose, compared to some. Stockport County 0, Bolton Wanderers 2, and Shrewsbury Town 3, Walsall 2. And in National League North, just for Scunthorpe United fans, Bishop Stortford 0, Tamworth 0, Brackley Town 1, Gloucester City 0, Chorley 3, Darlington 0, Curzon Ashton 1, Blythe Spartans 0, Hereford 2, Banbury United 0, Kingsland Town 2, Scunthorpe United 1. UFM and BBC Sport commentary tonight on Tuesday Night Sport. Peterborough Sports 0, Boston United 0, Rushall Olympic 0, Alfreton Town 1, Southport 1, Farsley Celtic 1, and Spennymoor Town 1, South Shields 2, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. Elsewhere in sport, in football, Aston Villa defender Ezri Konsa says he's grateful for the opportunity to be handed his first call-up to the England squad. He's been facing the media for the first time at St George's Park, saying he knew his time would come and it was just a matter of when. While Jude Bellingham and Levi Colwill are the latest players to pull out of the England squad because of injury, and they'll miss the European qualifiers that are upcoming against Malta and North Macedonia. Real Madrid's Bellingham and Chelsea defender Colwill will return to their clubs. Captain Johnny Evans has been ruled out of Northern Ireland's final Euro qualifiers against Finland and Denmark. The Manchester United defender has a thigh injury. A man's been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter over the death of ice hockey player Adam Johnson, who was fatally injured in a match. The Nottingham Panthers player died after cutting his neck when playing against Sheffield Steelers last month. In tennis's ATP finals in Turin, Stefanos Tsitsipas was forced to retire just 3 games into his match against Holger Rune. That's because of injury as well. It means Rune registers the win. Novak Djokovic will qualify for the semi-finals if he beats home favourite Yannick Sinner tonight. And in boxing, 2-weight world champion Natasha Jonas will defend her IBF world welterweight title, against Michaela Mayer in her hometown of Liverpool on the 20th of January. The Briton will be making the first defence of her belt since stopping Canadian Candy Wyatt in July. BBC Radio Humberside Tuesday Night Sport, then back with our 2 commentaries in just a few minutes' time, but it's been a difficult start to life at Scunthorpe United for captain Michael Clunham. 4 games into the new season, he suffered a foot injury that kept him out until the end of last month. He returned in the 6-0 thrashing of Spennymoor Town, only to then be sidelined briefly with a sickness bug. Well, he's been telling Ollie Turner about how he's feeling right now.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm feeling fit, feeling healthy. I'm over the little sickness bug that I had a week or so ago, and the foot's feeling good. So, yeah, I'm in a good place physically.
We didn't get to talk much about it after the Boston United game, but how frustrating was it to pick up that foot injury when you did all the way back in August?
Yeah, it's never nice being injured. Obviously, coming to a new club, I was raring to go. I felt I started the season well. I think it was the 4th or 5th game in. Obviously, it happened at Russian in August. And it was a frustrating one because it wasn't a clear... this is a 4 to 6 week injury. It was a bit of a niggly one, which we had to be patient with. So yeah, I was out for 8-9 weeks, but it's really good to be back on the pitch now.
And then to get back and then miss the Bishop Stortford game due to that sickness bug, how much did that affect your momentum somewhat, having returned from injury?
It was a weird one. It came over me on the Friday evening. So I prepared ready for the game, and then it came over Friday evening, and unfortunately had to sit out of the Bishop Stortford game. But the lads obviously had a really good performance, played really well, got the 3 points. And that to kind of a bit of a setback for me, and it took me probably a week to get back to where I needed to be after the sickness bug. But we managed to get a good point on the road at Boston, and then we kicked on from there.
And how much are you enjoying your role in midfield at the moment as part of Jimmy Ball, as the fans are describing it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. The way we like to play is obviously a possession base, which is what I'm used to. It's what I'm good at. I like to organise on the pitch, and I like to think I probably bring the best out of others around me, which is what he's brought me in for.
For you personally as well, how's the move going? I know you were planning on moving up nearer the area. Has that happened yet?
Not quite yet. I'm commuting at the minute, which has been okay. The roads are okay. It's an early start for me, which I don't mind. But yeah, it's not too bad. Obviously, with the away games coming up, we need to sort of logistically work out that way. But I've just had a newborn baby who's a month old. So when the time's right, we may look to move up here and be a bit closer to Scunthorpe. And
how are you finding life without the accountancy on the side as well now?
I'm enjoying it. I mean, the life of a footballer is obviously it's good. It's hard work. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It allows me to keep all my focus on the football and not have other commitments like that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
And apart from the commuting and looking after your newborn child, how else are you filling your newly found free time, I suppose?
Well, I'm spending a lot of time in the car, so I'm listening to a lot of podcasts and stuff like that. But yeah, When I'm not here at the football club, all my time is spent looking after the little one, really.
Any favourite podcasts at the moment?
I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, a Joe Rogan podcast. I like the High Performance podcast, the Huberman podcast. Yeah, there's a few I listen to on there.
Well, that was Michael Clunan talking to Ollie. Let's hear a bit more from him, because having already scored some stunning goals this season in their bid to get out of the National League North, Clunan says he's privileged to be part of such a technically gifted team.
Yeah, we've got some great players. You go throughout the whole team. There's some really, really good footballers in the team. I mean, you got the likes of Jacob Butterfield, who can stick it in the top corner from anywhere, left foot, right foot. So yeah, we've got great players, but we've got a good blend of sort of youth and experience and technical players and lads who can roll the sleeves up and do the dirty side as well. So yeah, we've got a good blend throughout the team.
I know there will have been a few that you will have had to watch from the stands or from home, but what's been your goal of the season so far? There have been a few to pick from already.
Well, I think we've scored 5 or 6 free kicks, haven't we? But do you know what? There was one that sticks out to me. There was a goal, I can't remember which goal it was against Darlington, where I think it was probably 30, 40 passes. I think Beastie ended up scoring. But that's probably the one that, like I said, we scored some screamers, but that was a team goal I think that I enjoyed. Yeah, it was really good football. And I think it was at that moment where I think it really clicked for us, and that especially that night against Darlington. I think it was 4-0 or 4-1 in the end, but yeah, I think that was the night, and that was the moment where we sort of looked around and thought, yeah, we're onto something here, and it really clicked for us.
How much has that helped the atmosphere and the spirit within the camp as well, from that moment, knowing that you could be onto something great this season, even when at the time there was still a load of stuff off the pitch happening?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have the best of pre-seasons, to be honest. It was quite a new group, so it took a little bit of time to get used to one another, get used to how the manager wants us to play. But you look at this, you look at the squad, and I think we always had confidence that it would come. So yeah, and winning breeds confidence. So sort of, we had a bit of a stutter, should we say, with the results, but hopefully now we're back on track, and hopefully the momentum can carry us through and pick up as many points as we can.
I know you spoke about that pre-season being difficult because so many new players coming together all at once, but what were the other challenges?
Yeah, it was a lot of new faces. I think it was 12 new signings. Obviously, the club had come off the back of a relegation, which is never nice, and it was kind of experimenting what works for us. We tried a few different formations, which were all good experiences because we worked out what worked for us and what didn't. So I think we found towards the end of the preseason, I think it was the Ilkeston game onwards, we went for kind of a 4-3-3, and it clicked for us. And that's not to say we won't go back to the other formations, but I think we realised that was the one for us, and then we managed to build on that from there.
Every kick of every game.
The only place to follow your team live.
BBC Radio Humberside Sports.
That was Michael Clunan. I'll be back at full time with the fans panel. Your reaction as well, 08000 665959. Hopefully we're not talking extra time, because that means Grimsby Town have conceded again. Let's hope they can see that one through. Can Scunthorpe United get it back at Kings Lynn? Let's get you where you need to be. It is Grimsby Town against Slough Town at Blundell Park. That's on digital radio and online for UK listeners via BBC Sounds. On FM, it's on Freeview as well, channel 721 I should say, on 95.9 FM. And on the BBC Sport website and app. It is Scunthorpe United at Kings Lynn Town. Let's get to your commentary team there of Ollie Turner and Lee Turnbull.
And welcome to Blundell Park. It is 3-2 to Grimsby Town. And it is been a strange game, really. Grimsby Town taking a 2-goal lead quite early on. And Slough Town losing Temi Awekwa. And then the visitors coming back well from a close range header, and then a good bit of work by David Ogbonna before Grimsby Town got back in front just before the break with Raquel Pike's second goal. And we're getting ready to start again. Gary Croft alongside me, and Crofty. Grimsby Town sort of went back to how they were in previous games, didn't they? When they conceded that goal, and all the old doubts sort of came back in a little bit.
I think it will, yeah. The way they keep conceding goals, I was just speaking in there to one of the lads, and I'd like to see what the shot-to-goal ratio is for Grimsby Town, because they've conceded so many goals from probably not as many shots as you'd imagine, really, and like against Morecambe as well. Yeah, they conceded 2 goals and probably only from maybe half a dozen or more chances. And again tonight, they've just looked really susceptible when Slough have come forward. And Slough got some decent players, in all fairness to them. The right winger down here, we quite like him. Bob Bonner is a real threat, and a couple of the other players, when they get time and space, have created stuff.
And we welcome listeners to Radio Berkshire in this second half as well. Your side has done yourself proud in the first half. At 2-0, we look like a long night from, but they've come back well. They got to 2-2 and then just conceded from a set piece before half time, and set pieces have been problems for both sides to defend. Go through the sides for you in a minute as Grimsby Town try and get on the attack. Both sides are Town, of course, today. Usually we'll refer to Town, it will be Grimsby Town. As Harvey Cartwright lifts the ball forward. Ganua tries to get in there. Won well, though, by Matt Lynch. He's forced back a little bit and goes back to player manager Scott Davis, who had to move into the back four after an early injury to Temi Owekwa. Amos heads inside a little bit, just gives the ball away to the substitute, Paralon. And again, they work it well down the right-hand side. David Ogbonna's caused problems all night, and he did so again there. Comes out to the right-hand side again. Gets the ball in at the near post all the way through, and nobody gets a touch, and Cartwright is able to hold it to his chest. Grimsby Town have Harvey Cartwright in goal. Back for Toby Malarkey, Luke Waterfall, Niall Marr, Danny Amos. Kieran Green sits in midfield with Gav Holohan, Jamie Andrews either side of him. Up front, Danny Rose with Raquel Pike on the left, Arthur Ganua on the right. Subs Anthony Glenn and Harvey Rogers, Donovan Wilson, Alex Hunt, Callum Ainley, Cameron Gardner, Jamie Bramwell, Camille Conte, and keeper Jake Eastwood. And Grimsby Town fans, Harry Clifton misses tonight's game with a calf strain, which might keep him out for a couple of weeks. Here come the visitors. Clever little back heel by Davis as he brings it out defence. Long ball forward. Marr lets it run. He's trying to let it run all the way through. But Cartwright decides to not take any chances and comes out and boots it into touch. And it'll be a throw taken by Josh Jackman. Almost level with the Grimsby Town penalty as Slough push forward on the right-hand side. It's 3-2 to Grimsby Town in this first round replay, I should say. Winners go to Oxford in the second. It's another throw off Amos, just a little bit closer to the corner flag. Taken by Jackman. Green gets in there, but it'll be another throw. Gives it all the way back to Sundari. He's had a quietish game in the midfield. Gets it back here. Free kick is given for a challenge by Rose on him. Just a foot in from the right touchline, halfway inside the Grimsby Town half. Slough have Rowan Luther in goal. Back four, Josh Jackman, Dan Bayliss. Now Scott Davis has moved back there. Tyrese Dice on the left-hand side. In midfield, Johnny Goddard, Matt Lynch, Menashe Sundari, David Ogbonna, and then substitute Leon Chambers Paralon pushing forward to support Michael Platt. Cartwright comes out, doesn't really get there, it's volleyed forward again. It hits one of the forwards for Slough. I think it was Platt as the ball came over. They've still got possession and they've won a corner on the left-hand side. And that ball seemed to be destined towards the net. It smacked against Platt's head and went away.
Well, it looked like he actually threw his head at it and actually defended it, which was very strange because it was goal bound by the looks of it, unless he just couldn't get himself out of the way. But real threats there from Slough.
They have a corner. Everybody back for Grimsby Town. Comes in at the near post, doesn't find a man, comes out to the edge of the box though. Here's Sundari. Shot will come in again. It might go for the corner, will it? No, Cartwright comes out to block. 2 players booked. Tyrese Dice, who's scored and got a yellow card tonight, and Grimsby's Arthur Ganoa.
Slough really pushing players on here, aren't they? They go man for man when Town are trying to play out.
Yeah. Holohan brings it down, rebounds into Ganoa, who comes across the pitch, gives it to Jamie Andrews. Looking forward, it was completely free here, Pike, he's offside, that's why. And he's got it in the back of the net, but it won't count because the flag is up.
Well, it was a lovely ball inside the fullback, everyone looking at Amos, and I think Andrews had made the, Pike made the run, didn't he, inside the man, and it was a lovely threaded ball. Poorly finished it by Pike, thought he should have done better, but he was offside anyway.
He put it in the second time, didn't he? But I think by then everybody sort of knew the flag was up. Luther waves everybody away. Keeper on loan from Cardiff, hits it away through the middle. Green didn't quite get hold of that, and going forward now is Platt. To Goddard, who's used his experience well. Ball comes out the left-hand side, played across, and Amos has to head it clear. You do get the feeling there's more goals in this game, and again, Slough have started this half well, and they're on the attack again with Goddard. He'll roll it in. Forced wide now. Gives it back inside to Sundere. And he'll try a little run himself, and the free kick is given against Gav Holohan. It's a bit of a 50-50 that one, but the referee has given it to Slough, who started the second half well, Gary Croft.
Yeah, absolutely. They're knocking about really well, them 3 in there. Looking like they're playing really well together. Lench and Goddard there, really comfortable in the ball, making Town work, moving the ball when they need to, and putting the ball in the box. Town having to do a lot of defending.
Yeah. Matt Lench is going to take it. What Davis, as I say, is defending now. So he had 1 free kick in the first half that was well over. This is going to be swung in towards the goal from the left-hand side. A high looping one goes up in the air, and there's a chance to get a shot in here. It's a real crowded area, chipped into the back post, headed goalwards again, and it's bouncing about, and somehow Grimsby Town get it away. But with Danny Rose, I think it was back there, who knocked it away. But it was a long time coming, that clearance.
Well, Town just couldn't get it clear, could they? And like Slough doing everything so that Town couldn't get a clear clearance on it, and it just wouldn't drop for a Slough player, would it? Plenty of times it was bouncing around and eventually just hacked clear.
It's the Slough fans making the noise as the ball comes in across the goal again. A header this time is off target, and they'll be a little bit disappointed there, I think, because it came to him fairly cleanly, Chambers Parolan, but he couldn't direct it in between the posts.
So many opportunities there, weren't there, nearly to get the strike on. Town just throwing bodies in front of it. Slough Town swinging and missing at the ball about 3 or 4 times.
And this time Cartwright's going to use it long. He caught out a couple of times using it short in the first half. Hits it to the left-hand side, looking towards Rose. Defender's always going to win that one and head it forward. And again, Bond does really well to win it and come inside, and he's scythed down by Amos. That'll be a yellow card for him.
Well, it was only a matter of time there, wasn't it? Amos really determined there to try and sort of get back and do some defending, but that's absolutely brutal what he did there. It was a naughty one. I don't know, maybe it's a different angle, but it was just absolutely hacked him down.
Absolutely furious. I don't think it's any more than a yellow card. It was just the sort of cynical nature of it, really,
absolutely,
wasn't it?
He went just to bring him down there, but what a touch. He knocked it round one side there, Amos, didn't he?
Well,
then
he had
ran
nowhere
round
to go, did he?
No, just came out of nowhere, but he's been like that all day. He really gave Amos some problems. Amos done quite well going forward defensively. Albonna's looked very good.
This free kick is to the right of centre, and it is Matt Lynch over it again. Again, Scott Davis watches on from afar. Lynch just turns around to his manager as if to say, what shall I do? Score is probably I think the answer that will come back. Certainly a decent position. It's the wall is right on the edge of the box. It's just sort of to the right of the D of the wall. And it's chipped across. Keeper comes out a long way, just about gets there, but it'll go out to the left-hand side. It's lifted across again. That's a fantastic clearance off the line from Danny Rose, because it was really well worked in by Goddard over there, and he the keeper was still getting up from punching it away, and it looked as though it was going in.
Well,
but how Rose got to that to head it away?
Brilliant header, just looked after the goal, didn't he, thinking defensively, but the keeper came over 3 players, didn't he, ended up on the deck, and Goddard nearly finished him off, chipped it back in.
Another corner though. They're on top at the moment, Slough, and it's not a great clearance, not once but twice. It's certainly Pike at the near post, and then Andrews didn't really get it away. Slough keep possession, building on their left-hand side again. But the Mariners win it back here. Holohan, not much on for him, just pokes it inside, looking for Green. Malarkey actually plays it across to Marr. Waterfall. Town are going to bring on Anthony Glennon to replace, pretty certain, Danny Amos, who's struggled and has been booked now. We've trying to clip it down the line. Chance to lift it in, but it'll get a double deflection, which allows it the throw to go to Slough, and it is Amos being replaced by Glennon.
One of Amos's.
He gets a sort of sympathetic round of
Well,
applause.
that's it, yeah, and like fair play to Bonner, who's seeing his left back off, really. Danny's put 2 great balls in for the goals, but defensively he really has had a torrid time. And to be fair, Glennon's not the strongest defensively. We'll have to see how he gets on, probably better in possession going forward, but...
We were saying at half-time, there was a gap in the midfield for Grimsby between the defensive midfield and the attacking midfield. That's still the case, isn't it?
Well, they're struggling to find a way through. They're sitting off a little bit and setting traps, Slough, and Town just knocking it about at the back, but they can't work their way through the lines at the moment. Slough being the better team second half.
Yep, and they pick it up again, drill it forward. This first touch for Anthony Glennon, who is a poor first touch, hits it against Ogbonna, and the second one by Glennon is lifted into touch, which he apologises for.
And straight away he puts himself under pressure with a bit of sloppy play there.
Yeah, it's been sort of frustrating about Grimsby Town season. You've got players who play really well and then not so well. It's a throw to Slough on halfway. We've had 57 minutes. It's Grimsby Town 3, Slough Town 2, Pike 2 and Rose for Grimsby Town, and Dice and Ogbonna for Slough. For once, Grimsby Town get the better of Ogbonna with a tackle on him by Marr that goes off Ogbonna for a throw. Glennon will take. And we've had, 13 minutes of the second half. Grimsby Town hardly been in the Slough half.
Yeah.
Pike's having his shirt pulled there. The referee decides to ignore it. It goes forward. Glennon heads away. Ogbonna picks it up. And that'll be another Grimsby Town throw as Glennon hits it off Ogbonna. Andrews plays it down the line, but only straight to Jackman, who lifts it forward. Flicked little header from Waterfall. Gives it to Malarkey. Malarkey to Ganua, but his control wasn't so great that time, and neither was the ball to him. But that just allows Slough to get the ball again. They're going to make another change, I think, in a minute. It looks like George Alexander, on loan from Bromley, is going to come on. At the moment, Jackman has it. Rolls it back. Comes forward again to Platt, who controls it quite nicely. No foul though, but Grimsby give the ball away. And Matt Lynch, in his 3rd spell at the club, goes forward again. It's flicked to the left-hand side. Here is Goddard. Back to Sundari. Lifted over Ogbonna on the right-hand side. Brings it down, nobody really close to him. Lynch now. Sundari again. It's all visitors in this second half. We've had 14 minutes and they're well on top, but still 3-2 down. They're moving it from left to right at the moment, Slough. Coming forward is Matt Lynch again. Ogbonna comes inside with ease again, rolls it forward to looking for Platt. Defended by Town. That's a foul by Pike though.
Well, they're just a bit too sharp, aren't they, at the moment? Moving the ball ever so well. Goddard.
Platt's getting a yellow card for that.
Was it Pike?
Pike, sorry, yeah.
Pike got the yellow card, yeah, just took it off his feet. Pike diving in. The Town can't get close to it. It's just moving the ball really quickly. Just a bit too sharp for Town at the moment. They really mean business, don't they?
This is the test, isn't it, for Sean Pearson and Ben Davis, really. I think there's going to be a Grimsby Town sub in a moment, calling a couple of players over to them. Yeah, Alexander's racing to come on. They're waiting for this free kick. I think it's going to be Donovan Wilson coming on for Grimsby. Free kick is chipped across. Man coming in, headed away by Green, only as far as Johnny Goddard. Goddard takes a sidestep, tries a low shot, takes a deflection up in the air, headed away, the edge of the box, and miscue, and a foul anyway, and it's a Grimsby Town free kick.
It's a brave header, that. This ball just bobbled up, and let's go for it. He was going to get clattered. I think it was Rose again. He does his defensive work really well, Rose. He's brave in the air.
It's Platt who's being replaced by Alexander. He's done okay up front from him. He held it up quite well at times.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they've worked really hard, freshening things up. Well, Town need to do something, I think, because we can't go on like this. You just feel like something's going to happen.
Yes.
Town not creating nothing, and it's just we just seem like we're waiting, like we have done under Paul Hurst. We're thinking the change needs to happen. Well, it's like these two are going to make one soon.
Yeah, Wilson is getting ready. I would have, maybe for Pike, as he's the one just been booked. I'm thinking. Ganua has it now on the left-hand side. Nothing doing for him in terms of support. Tries to flick one through to Anthony Glennon, but it'll be a throw.
It's been one of Town's better players, I think, hasn't he?
Yeah. No doubt about that. Back with Green. Green, it's a good ball forward to Pike, who'll turn nicely. Pike on his right foot, coming in from the left-hand side. Rolls it all the way back to Malarkey. Malarkey coming inside now, but he's lost possession, and there's three blue shirts coming away with that. And Town, from a promising position, all of a sudden found them having to defend, but that's a wasted ball as it goes forward. They had 3-4 players charging forward there and just passed it into touch.
Malarkey just telegraphing what he was going to do there, sort of fake the pass out wide, but turned into players. Again, Slough sort of setting a trap and have men coming onto the ball, but then wasted it themselves.
Pike should have done better from that position than Malarkey.
Well, that's right, yeah. You thought he was going to whip the ball in. There was players in the box, but just a bit negative going square.
Slough have won it. Played forward to Ogbanos in the centre circle this time. Goes for a little 1-2. Forced a little bit wide. Pike's got coming back in front of him. Got to be careful, having just been booked. Rolled back to Josh Jackman, a former March Town defender. Now player manager Davis launches it forward. Glennon heads down for Green. Green plays it a little bit blind, and Holohan can't pick it up. And it's a little 1-2, and good tackle by Waterfall. You can feel the home crowd getting more and more anxious. The ball played forward, but doesn't find a black and white shirt. Pike rolls it inside to Andrews. Andrews pushed it too far, has he? No, he manages to get it through, but Scott Davis just got enough of a touch on it to turn it behind and chase it himself. 63 minutes gone. 3-2 to Grimsby Town as Dice charges forward on the left-hand side. Gives it to Goddard, rolls it back inside to Sundari. Sundari, long one looking for Ogbana, who is not the biggest lad, and I think even if he had been, he probably wouldn't have stopped that going over his head, and it's a throw. It's Gav Holohan who's being replaced.
Yeah, probably not one of Gav's best nights tonight, in all fairness. I think he had a brilliant game the other night. Just silently went about his business really well tonight. Maybe just run out of steam a little bit and freshen up. Be interesting to see what he does here with the lineup. Obviously bringing up a midfielder for a striker.
Yeah, I was thinking, I mean, so, the Town have looked light in midfield as it is.
Yep.
Well, Wilson's going forward.
So you've got to play like a 4. Make it.
Looks as though Park's going to come back on the left-hand side, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which he has been on the left-hand side, the left of a 4 rather than the front 2. We'll see how that works as Glennon throws it forward. Pike heads it inside to Wilson, who's out-muscled. Pike does well to chase it inside, though. He's still going here, Pike. Wilson's in the middle if he can find him. hits it all the way across to Ganua coming in. Ganua on his left foot, fires in a low shot, and it's in the net from Arthur Ganua. Well, it's completely against the run of play in the second half, but Grimsby Town won't mind that. Arthur Ganua, who's probably been Grimsby's best player on the night, hits it inside the post to make it Grimsby Town 4, Slough Town 2.
Yeah, it's a real neat finish, and he deserves that. He's played really well all night, and that time real quality finish, got the strike off. He's been coming inside and threatening that quite a few times, hasn't he, on his left foot. You can see it happening, but it's one of them you can't stop. But Raquel Pike, much better that time. His pass across the pitch a lot firmer and a bit more further forward, and he took it well again. He's took the ball so well all night, I think, Arthur Ganua, and that time just on his left foot, tap, 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 and then screwed it back in the near post, and the keeper perhaps expecting it going the other side.
Bit of kick in the teeth for Slough. Had just all the play second half.
Absolutely.
Before that.
That's the first time we've really been in their box, isn't it, this half? I mean, credit to Slough, done really well, but now find themselves 2 goals behind again.
Well, they've got back once. Grimsby Town are trying to make sure they don't do it again. And just see if they tire the visitors. Mariners have a throw. Just short of halfway. Toby Malarkey with it. Throws it forward. Rose does well to flick it on to Donovan Wilson. Across to Glennon. There's a man at his back, so he's sort of forced round and he'll have to go back to Niall Marr. Marr looks up, pokes it inside to Andrews. What a great ball. Andrews does well to turn it back. Now it'll be switched over to the right hand side. Green now launches it forward. Gets it back, Green. 3,079 are here. And well done to the 118 who've made the journey on a Tuesday night from Slough. And they've cheered their side throughout. Gone a bit quiet, maybe understandably, since that goal, but
yeah, it was just taking a breath. Town quite happy to sort of sit back now and see what Slough got left in the tank.
They're on the attack again on the left-hand side with Goddard, who's had a good game. Good sliding challenge comes in, though, from Malarkey. It'll be a throw, level with the Grimsby Town penalty area. Taken quickly to Goddard. Comes back on the left-hand side, and good bit of defensive play by Malarkey to get it forward, but intercepted. And it'll break on the edge of the box again as they come forward. A little turn, and Marr's just able to poke it away. Ganua gets it forward again. Turned inside by the Mariners. There's a run on by Andrews, not seen. And Grimsby Town have to settle for a throw, just short of halfway. Green just going down on his haunches for a minute.
Yeah, I think he's took a knock there because he should have kept the ball moving this way. He was quite quick enough with the ball because he was carrying and not to get it out to Andrews. Could have had a switch out the side. But I don't think they want to lose Green. You know, he's done well, hasn't he?
Well,
they've look after him if he is injured.
Yeah, and they have got Alex Hunt, Callum Ainley, Camille Conte on the bench. They might want to get Ainley on just for, you know, having been injured. We'll see if he's fit enough to come on, actually. Reminder, Harry Clifton out with a torn calf. Here is Pike. Little step over. Glennon goes left, comes back to Marr. Marr's going to drill it across to Malarkey. Bit of space for him. Ganua goes wide. And that's where the ball goes. Ganua rolls it under his studs. Puts the ball in at the near post. Knocked away by Bayliss. Picked up by Andrews. He's forced back to halfway, and Niall Marr. Glennon down the line. Good run by Donovan Wilson. And he gets there as well. Pulls it across the edge of the box. Miscued by Rose. Ganua hits it against the defender. Might go away for a corner. Just stopped there. Some great defending in the box there by Slough. Grimsby Town get a corner. We've had 69 minutes. It's Grimsby Town 4, Slough Town 2.
Yeah, and that's what fresh legs have done for you there. Donovan Wilson there sort of making that run there for Glenn and making it easy for Glenn just to put it in that space, and a sort of clever ball back, nearly dropped again for Nuhu. Good block by the Slough defence to keep that one out, and Town in a bit more space now. I feel like maybe a few heads have gone down a little bit with Slough.
Ganua turns it to Malarkey. Malarkey keeps it in, gets the cross into the far post. headed away for a corner. Good work on that right-hand side again. Ganura involved again.
This is the first we've really seen of Town, isn't it, since the goal? The goals just perked them up a little bit. And
yeah, you're right. They've just sort of been deflated a little bit, haven't they?
Yeah,
Slough.
they've played so well. You've got a player going down now, maybe with a bit of cramp, laid down in the 6-yard box.
Well, Scott Davis quite often gets substituted.
And that's who's
but
down, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's been forced to play at the back, hasn't he? So I'm not sure if they got.
He was looking like he was enjoying himself at one stage, didn't he? Strolling about and knocking the ball about really well. So natural there, didn't he? At centre half, he's done ever so well.
Again, the sub ready. Slough. But I mean, if I was a team in a higher level, I don't know if Ogbonna's as good as this every week, but I'd certainly be looking at him.
Well, that's it. It's a good opportunity. He's put himself in the shot window here and proved he can do well against League 2 opposition. He's sharp. He's got his goal.
And it is, I think...
Reminds me of Sousa a little bit.
Yeah, he's doing well for
Borough
Wood, scoring a few goals.
He is, yeah.
So it is a substitution that will be made. As the corner comes in, headed away from inside the 6-yard box. Andrews does well to let it run out. Glennon will take the throw. Ganua comes over to the left-hand side. Ball goes to Andrews and back to him from Glennon. Rolled inside to Green. Bit of time to look up. Again, he can find Malarkey. Well, he could if the ball had been any good, but he presents it straight to Dice. He'll come forward again on the left-hand side before finding the ball. The ball's played forward. Onside, says the referee. Great save by keeper coming out when he looked offside, I have to say. But he kept going, Alexander, and keeper did very well to take the ball off him.
Absolutely. Keeper's done ever so well there. It was a bad second touch, wasn't it? It just knocked it too far in front of him, and the angles were narrowed down ever so well by Harvey Cartwright.
Ganoa on the right-hand side, rolls it forward to Wilson. Challenge comes in on Wilson. He copes with it well, though. Gives it to Malarkey, who plays it in flat. Town wanted hard ball. I don't think they're going to get it. But then Malarkey sort of lured into the foul.
Town defence looking across at the linesman still to say he's offside. It was a difficult one. There wasn't too much uproar from the Town fans who were in line with it, in all fairness, who saw him go through.
Triple change from the visitors. Jamal Prosper is coming on. So too striker Nathan Minas. And it is
Town calling in the subs
Parallon,
well.
who's being substituted. They're also going to take off Scott Davis, as we know, because he's injured. And also coming off Johnny Goddard, who's played well, hasn't he? But maybe he's
done really well.
Tired a little bit.
Yeah, he's kind of ran this second half, I think. Done ever so well. Him and Lynch, I think, have been superb second half. Obviously just faded the last 5 or 10 minutes since the goals. Took the wind out of him a little bit. This is going to certainly freshen things up.
Yeah.
Conte's going to make his way on, I think, by the looks of this as well. And we thought that might happen. I think it might be useful to take Green off and get a bit more control in there of the game.
Well,
just keep
Alex
the ball
ready, isn't he?
Yeah. It's going to be a triple change by the looks of things.
16 minutes left. It is a Slough throw. 10 yards in their own half. They trail 4-2. Despite really has given as good as they've got in most of the time we've had so far. Yeah. Conte ready. Hunt ready.
And Campbell Ainley as well.
Oh yeah, it's Ainley down there, yes. Ball lifted forward for the run of Pike. Intercepted. Ball comes forward as well. A run on the right-hand side. First chance for Minas to get going. Hutchinson also on now. He comes to the right-hand side, rolls it in. Purely handball, not spotted by the ref, and he keeps it well there, Prosper. Gets it back, Prosper. So he got away with his handball though. It just shows that it slew Prosper, because Prosper did, sorry.
Very good.
No, it was a bit harsh that. Grimsby Town not making the change yet. 15 minutes left. 4-2, Grimsby Town lead. Goes down to the right-hand side. Minas tries to turn. He'll win the corner.
Well, you can see straight away it's put them up, hasn't it, the subs? A bit of energy down this right-hand side again.
Yeah, I mean, Glennon's struggled a little bit defensively since he's been on as well. They have a corner. Comes across the goal. Man coming in. Waterfall gets the header away. Helps it out, but there's nobody further forward. So we go straight back to Sundere. He'll lift it in again. Keeper thinks about coming and doesn't. Headed back across the penalty area and should be cleared now by Glennon. Chased by Donovan Wilson, but he can give that up as the ball goes into touch. Scott Davis tried to chase it, but I think he's looks like he's pulled something, the manager, and he has to wait. So here comes the triple substitution for Grimsby Town. Danny Rose is going on.
Well, we've seen as much of him as we did on Saturday, but he's got his goal. I think he's done some real good stuff defensively as well. He sticks his head in where it hurts, doesn't he, at both ends.
Raquel Pike is going on. So 2 strikers off, 2 midfielders on. And Karen Ainley comes on for Kieran Green. So looks like Wilson might be a bit of a lone striker at the minute, trying to get some instructions onto Jamie Andrews.
Jamie Andrews in behind by the looks of things, in behind the striker.
Ball goes down the left-hand side. Grimsby Town got enough players back there to knock it away. Wilson tries to flick it on, but Bayliss tidies up back to the keeper. And he'll roll it outside to Lench. Lench hits it forward to the right-hand side. Conte in quickly to win it. It'll be a Grimsby Town throw. Won by Sean Pearson, I think, as appeals.
It's the most believable shot one out of everyone.
Yeah.
Ends up winning it.
Glennon. Back it'll go to Marr. Marr's forced back to Cartwright. He made that tremendous save a little bit ago, diving at the feet of Alexander to stop him getting through. So now all the way through to the other keeper. He'll hit it forward. And that'll be a throw to Slough, just inside the Mariners' half. Going to be taken by Josh Jackman. Jackman gets it forward, and that's gone off Alexander. It'll be a Grimsby Town throw. It's all gone a bit scrappy the last 2 or 3 minutes as both sides come to term with the multiple substitutions. Conte brings it forward. A little touch. Will go back to Glennon. Inside to Conte and back to Marr. Marr looks to chip it left, looking for the run of on the left-hand side of Ainley. Keeps it in and wins the throw. See Ainley back after his lengthy-ish spell. Gives it back to Glennon. Glennon slides it across, comes to the edge of the box. The shot is on, and the shot is wide. It was there to be hit by Alex Hunt, and hit it he did, but it was always sort of wide in the end.
Yeah, dropped nicely, didn't it? He did well there, actually. Glennon out with the overlap and came back. It's probably about Hunt's first touch, in all fairness to him, that half volley.
It looks like Ainley on the left-hand side, Wilson in the middle, and Ganura on the right still. It'll be a throw off Jamie Andrews. Ball played forward again. Samere. but that's behind the intended target, who was Hutchinson. It'll be a throw. Moved Ogbonna to the left-hand side. That's a lovely bit of play by Ainley to get it through to Hunt, and Hunt now to Ganua. Ganua rolls it back to Hunt. Hunt across the goal, and in the goal. That's 5. That's Alex Hunt. That's a nice work move. That should be that with 10 minutes to go. Grimsby Town 5, Slough Town 2.
Yeah, real tired legs there, wasn't it, from Slough, cutting through them like a knife. Ainley's lovely fast feet though between 2 or 3 players there, sent Hunt away. And a nice interchange with him. Instant who it looks like he was going to take it again and shoot, just reversed it back. The overlapping Hunt, who made no mistake. Lovely finish into the far corner, really good goal.
Yes. You're right, there was not a lot of chasing going on there, was there?
No, Hunt made a good run, but it's a real good finish into the far corner by Hunt all the way back across, and good play by him. Nahura sort of rounding off a man of the match performance, I think, with that nice little reverse pass.
Yeah.
Beautiful feet by Ainley, wasn't it? Coming on like that, it was really tight when he was in under a bit of pressure between 2 or 3 players, and then to pop the ball off to Hunt.
So Town 5-2 up, still having to defend as the ball's played forward. Sunbury gets it to the right hand side. Good little feet there, and a tackle coming in. It was Hutchinson showing a quick pair of heels. Hunt got a challenge in on him. It's a throw to Slough. Throws it to the edge of the box. Cleared by Conte. Brought down well by Donovan Wilson. And he'll run off him there, off his studs, and take it quickly. And Mars across to try and let it run out for a goal kick, and that's exactly what happens. Yeah, you just feel when it went to 4-2 that all the energy sort of was sapped out of them a little bit, and understandably because they'd given so much in that opening 20 minutes of the second half. So.
Yeah, they were good, and they were just keeping going. They were always in the game, aren't they? When you just won in it. I mean, they showed the energy at 2-0 down, but then to do it all over again 4-2, it feels like a massive ask as you start to get a bit tired.
Yeah, it might have been different if Carter hadn't pulled off that save as well.
Yeah, he just had a big touch, didn't he?
Here's Wilson, edge of the box. Tries to find someone on the right hand side. There weren't many people available, to be fair, and in the end it cannons back to the keeper. It's let 5 goals in. And 3 couldn't have done much with any of them, I don't think. He hasn't made many saves, really, has he?
When was the last time Town scored 5? Was it in the FA Cup? Was it Plymouth?
Plymouth, yeah. FA Cup last year.
Some time ago.
In the first round again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Conte plays it inside to Hunt. Hunt, that's a lovely ball to Wilson. Wilson's first touch not great though, and allows the ball to be taken off him. Conte in strongly, wins it back. Going forward now, Camille Conte. Tries to poke it left, comes back to Ainley. Ainley goes over on the edge of the box, but I don't think it was a foul. Cleared up. Again.
There's a handball.
Appeared a handball again by...
the rest let about 3 or 4 things go there, didn't
he? Yeah. Chipped forward behind Malarkey, who's going to have to chase back here, and does well. It's an awkward one. I don't think it's going to get counted as a back pass, and it isn't, as the keeper picks it up. And Conte's got Ainley available left-hand side. Ball is intercepted well, though, by Prosper. Good little ball inside. Conte again strongly, though. Played left, onside Ainley. And Town have got 3-on-2 here if they use it quickly here. Ainley holds it across. Here's Ganua. There's the shot. There's number 6, Arthur Ganua. And the tired legs of Slough now are there to be all to see as Grimsby Town wrap it up with a 6th goal. Arthur Ganua, Grimsby Town 6, Slough Town 2.
Yeah, well, you're still going to take advantage of these situations, and when the right back pushed on, he lost the ball. He made absolutely no attempt to get back, and Ainley took it in and Noah stayed wide, just drew in the defender, played it across. He had absolutely acres to sort of set himself, but again he had that nice first touch. The ball was rattled into him, took his nice touch, and a real good finish into the corner, which kind of rounds off his performance, doesn't it?
Well, all of a sudden they went forward and it was 4-on-2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think Conte's done really well since he came on, because what he's doing, he's driving forward with the ball rather than just sort of winning it and playing it sideways.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, being left out and things. He knows that it's going to be a bit more demanded from him if he wants to play in the side under these two.
That looks a bit of a foul by Andrews. Indeed, it is. Free kick to Slough. Yeah, some very tired legs out there. One of them, Lenches, takes the free kick. Malarkey wins it. And here comes Ganura again, pokes it forward. The run is on. Hunt is onside. There's two players in the middle. Header comes in, and there's number 7. And it's Jamie Andrews. And through huge gaps now in the Slough defence, Jamie Andrews makes it 7. Grimsby Town 7, Slough 2.
Well, it's joy for Town, and he can't help feeling a little bit sorry for Slough, but brilliant play by Hunt, full of energy. Subbed has just come on, made the run. I wasn't sure if he was offside, but once he got through, he steadied himself. Massive effort by Jamie Andrews, who's played 2 games in the space of 3 days, and hasn't played that much football. Made the effort right in this late part of the game. Made a brilliant run. Stood up beautifully by him. Hunt, real good quality. He couldn't miss, really, could he? But he had to get there, and it's a great goal.
Yeah. So 3 goals in the last 6 minutes. Give this game a little bit of an unfortunate scoreline in terms of Slough. We know Town have hung on there. We thought tiredness might prove to be a big part of this game, and so it's proved, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can see some tired legs, and not only that, the heads have gone down. They were doing so well this half. They were the better side for the first 20 minutes of this half. Looked a real threat, but
I go back to that Cartwright save.
Yeah, it's a brilliant save by him, and credit to him. He had to make a big decision to come out and get that. Think about the 2 defensive headers off the line as well. The first one in the first half, absolutely sensational. One in the second half. The first half was Mar, wasn't it?
Yeah. Town go forward again. Ainley goes down. That will be a free kick. Yeah, I've forgotten. It was an unbelievable header off the line by Rose.
Yeah, well, I mean, I personally thought the first one was even better. Mar did, when I think it was Goddard who came inside, whipped it for all intents and purposes, got past 2 players. The keeper didn't even move, and it was flying in. They just skimmed off his head and flew over the bar. It could have been real trouble for Town then.
Town take the free kick quickly. Back to Hunt. Tries the shot straight at the keeper. It looks now, there's Town are running forward and sort of Slough are staggering back.
Yeah, there's a good chance that Hunt, full of life, just whipped that one, but straight to the keeper.
Ball goes through the middle. Town have won it again. And here's Ganua. He's on a hat-trick, of course. Gives it back to Malarkey. Hunt. Little ball forward to Wilson, just tackled. Andrews turns it away, back to Arthur Ganua. Rolls it back to Malarkey. Town have got plenty in the box again. It comes back to Ganua on the right-hand side. Cross will come in. Should be defenders and ears. Picked up on the left-hand side by Glennon. Glennon inside to Conte. He rolls it right to Malarkey. Further right is Ganua now. Again, players coming in from the far side. Roll back to Toby Malarkey. Back to Arthur Ganua. Inside to Andrews, who wasn't really expecting it and turns into trouble. And Samurai gets away from him, and Andrews pulls him back, and it'll be a free kick.
When's the last time Town scored 7? I can remember we got 7 against Luton, actually, in the FA Cup years and years ago.
Long time ago, yes. But it's sort of been a real roller coaster of a game, hasn't it? With a real dip for Slough in the last 10 minutes.
You can't imagine how you're looking at this scoreline when you think about the game over the first sort of 60 minutes.
Yeah, if we'd said that, after an hour, it's all right, Grimsby will go on and win 7-2. I think you would have been maybe tested if you're feeling okay. But that's the scoreline. The Slough fans still cheering, waving goodbye to some Town fans who are leaving, and they're staying behind to support their side as they have done all night. Just a few seconds before we find out how much stoppage time there's going to be. Depends if the ref's feeling a little bit sorry or not. Lovely ball by Andrews, but Wilson can't take it. It was a lovely little flick inside. They go forward again here. The Mariners have got support looking for Malarkey. Poor ball this time, but Ganua gets about 5 minutes. A bit cruel from the ref. Here's Ainley. Back to Glennon. Down the line, Wilson will run. Defender will come across. It is one of the newer players on the pitch, Prosper, so he should be able to get there, and does. Back to his keeper. Only as far as Ainley. Well won back though by Hutchinson. Lynch, who really is running on empty, manages to get it back, and it's turned forward again, but this time it's going to be tipped forward. I think Wilson didn't run because he would have been offside, but Andrews still made the pass. Good to see him last 90 minutes, Andrews, because sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah, he's building up his fitness, isn't he? He's getting a couple of games on the trot. He's deserved his goal. He played well the other day, didn't he, as well? Still full of running, actually. He was mad with Wilson for not playing him in, wasn't he, a minute ago, down this left-hand side. He's got a real hunger for it.
Yep.
Maybe credit to the managers as well. They made a change, didn't they? Just before the goal. Changed things around a little bit. Town scored.
Yeah. Good to see them, the use of the subs and all the subs who've come on have done okay, haven't they? Or at least okay. Hutchinson on the right hand side does well to get back inside. He's rather scuffs his ball in there, and that allows the keeper to come out and collect. We've had nearly 2 minutes of the 5. Conte sidesteps it to Ainley, who can come in, he can hit it back to Conte, can roll one left to Glennon here. Glennon drills one across to Ganua. What a great ball, well taken by Ganua. Gives it back. Malarkey coming forward. Down the right hand side to Ganua it goes. Inside, little turn from Hunt. Still going, is it? No, it's come away, but Town have won it back here. Rolled inside again. Little back flick, turn forward, chance again from Wilson. That's a brilliant save from the keeper. Well, 8 would have been really rubbing salt into the wounds. A great effort by Wilson and a really good save by the keeper.
Yeah, it was a good save that to his left there. Town sort of trying to play a little delicate 1-2s in and around the box and trying to be a bit too pretty at times, and Wilson just pulls the trigger out of nowhere and nearly goes in.
It is a corner with 2 minutes of the 5 left. Grimsby Town 7, Slough Town 2. Corner comes in, far post, headed away. Chased out by Alex Hunt. We can turn back. Ainley is available left-hand side. Chips it all the way back to Malarkey, who's the last man, who might go even further back to his keeper. Cartwright gets it back again from Toby Malarkey. It's still Slough fans making all the noise on the left-hand side. Always feel, when you're on the receiving end of a thumping as Town were at Chelsea, it's always, at least if you score, you've got something to cheer. As Town had that night with that cracking goal from Green.
Yeah,
they've had a couple to cheer tonight, Slough.
Yeah, absolutely, and this has been the end of it. Quite a much longer campaign than Town have been on, and they must have enjoyed themselves. It's been a fantastic run, and even though the scoreline says this, they've represented themselves so well tonight. They've done ever so well.
Yep. They have tired noticeably since, particularly the timing of that 4th goal, I think. Here goes Grimsby Town again with Hunt. Rolls it right-hand side. Back inside to Conte. Conte comes across, left to Marr. It'll go further left, I think, to Ainley. Haley comes inside, finds Glennon. First touch wasn't brilliant. Manages to poke it back as another player goes down with cramp. Conte goes left to Andrews, will kick it out so that the...
Can't tell if it was his calf or whether he's holding his knee. Actually, that lad there.
I think it was. He just
looks a
sort of
bit more
down.
serious than that, to be honest with you.
Does it? Well, you'll know more about them.
Well, I suppose when cramp gets you there, it's like he's been bitten by a dog or something.
Shot, isn't it?
Yeah. But it is just that. I think, he's just stretched his calf off. It must be a real bad case of it. But, they've done fantastic. Credit to them. Obviously, they're on the radio now. If you haven't come to the game tonight, Slough really represented their league and their team superbly tonight, and give Town a right game, to be fair. Came back superbly for 2 goals down, and then second half took the game to Town, to be fair. First 20 minutes out-footballed them, out-thought them, created more chances. Town were really up against it, and then a couple of changes.
It was that spell, wasn't it? I think the goal before, first of all, they were on top just before half-time, when it was 2-2. Then Grimsby getting that goal right before the break, I think helped things, but it didn't in a way, because they came out. There was, first of all, Rose got that brilliant header off the line, and the referees decided we won't play any longer. He's not going to add that. We've finished here. It's Grimsby Town who go through to the next round. They'll go to Oxford United December the 3rd or 4th, and Slough will go back to the league. But they've won some admirers, I think, from the Grimsby Town fans here today, because despite them going down 7-2, they gave a good account for themselves for long periods of the game, and it was only really in the last 10-15 minutes that Grimsby Town really ground them down and got on top. For as far as Grimsby Town are concerned,